Hey there! I've got something a little different for today, and I guess it's a good exercise for the start of a new year, maybe at a birthday milestone, maybe just some like rainy Sunday when you need to figure out what you're doing with your life. And that is a napkin plan. I think the name might have come from a marketing term or a business term, but someone at some point taught me this as a technique to think about how you plan your life goals. And so it's in the category of things that I do that maybe other people could benefit from, could be interesting. Rather than a napkin today, I've got a classic sheet of paper, and I have attempted to set up a recording system to see what I'm drawing. So we'll see how this goes. It's a bit of an experiment, just like life. So you start off with a blank sheet of paper. You might be in a restaurant with an actual napkin. I have done that on many an occasion. And what you want to do is start by drawing it up into 4 quadrants. Actually, you want to start by getting a pen that works. And now each of these quadrants is going to represent a time scale. So the whole napkin might be your 5-year plan. And then this is a bit of a choose your own adventure, but you can break the 5 years into smaller milestones. I like to do it with sort of 5 years, 1 year, 6 months, and 1 month. But you can play around with these time scales and do like the next week, the next month, the next 6 months, 1 year, figure out what's relevant. And you'll see as we go. So you start with the big lofty goals, like in 5 years time, what's something that you want? So in my 5-year goal category, there might be a new house. And in my case, it's one with 2 bathrooms. And so now stepping back to the 1-year version of this goal, you would need to be, if being in that new house and purchase that new house is here, then 1 year needs to be ready to purchase new house, and that might be deposit, finance, approval, what have you. So what you could do towards that in 6 months time is recon, housing, options, figure out what you can afford and what are the particulars, what's your wish list, and location, what have you. And then the 1 month version, so contributing to that goal, what's one thing that I could do this month for that long-term goal of being able to sell this smaller house and buy a slightly larger house. The 1 month version would be maybe setting up a recon spreadsheet and downloading the real estate apps. And so the idea is that you have a lofty goal in the 5-year section that's broken down into those kind of sub goals along the way at each point. So that might be a financial goal, but maybe then there's some kind of health goal. So in this case, my health goal, maybe it's in the 1 year category here, that I want to run 10K. And then maybe the 5-year goal would be run 10K faster. So then in 6 months time, I want to be running 5K. And so the 1 month time might be download couch to 5K app and start. And so each of the goals you end up with follow the same kind of format, and it depends what's relevant to you. You might have relationship goals, business goals, health goals. One of my goals is to write and publish a book. I have already started, but if I want to use that same like 5-year time frame to have like published book, then I would need by 1 year to have all book content complete, which means in 6 months' time I need first book draft complete, and so 1 month would be audit chapter outline. So hopefully you can kind of see how this works. It does vary depending on what's relevant, interesting to you. Sometimes it might be that actually you could achieve this goal, like running 10 kilometers in a much faster time period, but by just mapping out kind of what are the lofty things that seem like they'd be too unrealistic to even consider today, you put them in the 5-year category, and it makes you think like it might actually be possible when you then break it down further. And maybe here 5-year category, maybe that could be 2-year category and still be achievable, but you kind of figure out which time scales are relevant to you and how it works. And then hopefully you end up with something that you can transfer into a smaller actual napkin version that sticks up on your wall, or take a screenshot, put it in the favorites on your phone, or put something on the fridge to kind of keep you motivated and keep you reminded of what these things are. Again, these things can just fall out of your brain on the day. It doesn't mean they're the only things you're going to do, or you're bound to it in any way, but it's just an interesting kind of thought experiment and a nice like date night or start of a new year or start of a new life chapter, such as turning 40, if that was to be happening for you this year, for example. And yeah, I find it to be a really nice way to get motivated and feel excited about life goals and make them feel like they could be possible, especially when you've got then these kind of tiny steps to take within the next month. Hope this is helpful. Love to hear if anybody has tried something like this or knows of anything similar that works for them. Okay, thanks. Bye.